Je marche sur des braises, je ne sens plus mes mots, depuis que j'ai perdu mon cœur. Entre parenthèses, dis-moi qu'il m'aime encore, et toutes les couleurs.
Hey loves, it's Angiebee and welcome back to my channel, and today we are doing this lovely glowy pinky Valentine's Day makeup look. So before we get straight into the video, if you guys are not subscribed yet, make sure to go and hit that subscribe button. It'll be linked right down below there, and then when you do, make sure to hit the bell icon. That just ensures that you guys get notifications every single time I post a video, and you guys will always be updated on time. You always know what's going on. Also follow me on my social medias, that will be linked here as well, or here. My social medias will be linked here. Make sure you follow me on that to see my daily updates if you want to talk, but also if you want to say anything, suggest anything for the channel, make sure you leave a comment in the comment section below. I literally reply to every single one of my comments, and I would love to hear from you guys. Let us get straight into the video. Okay, so getting straight into it, I'm using the Revolution Supersize Conceal and Define Concealer in the color F12, C12, and I'm just using this to even out the skin tone on my eyelid, and then I'm setting that with the banana setting powder, and that's the nude rose palette from Makeup Revolution as well. This does not, they don't have names, so you're just gonna have to see what I was using. So I used that color in my crease, then I'm deepening that with this other shade from the Soft palette, and I'm also putting this in the crease. It is a nice reddy brown shade. And as you can see, I'm just using this fluffy blending brush, and then I'm going in with a smaller brush just to deepen the crease a little bit more. And then now I'm taking that like really warm brown and putting that color all over my lid. And as you can see, I'm just using a nice flat brush, and then I take that really red color from the Soft palette. Everything will also be listed in the description box below, so make sure to check that out. I'm also putting this over my lid. Then I'm taking that dark, like almost burgundy, like burnt brick red maybe, and I'm using this just to deepen the crease again. And then I wiped off the brush and put a little bit of that transition shade all over the lid and blended that out. Now I'm using the L'Oreal eyeliner to make my wing, and I just make it easily like that. If you guys would like a wing eyeliner tutorial, make sure to let me know and I'll make a video for that. I just discovered recently that when I make my wing slightly pointed upwards, it just comes out way better for my eye shape, to give me that nice like almond kind of eye shape. And then I just clean that up with a Q-tip. And onto mascara, I'm using the Lash Sensational by Maybelline, and this is one of my favorite drugstore mascaras, or just mascaras in general. And I just coat my lashes all over, and I'm using these 3D mink hair lashes. They're not actually mink, you guys know these, they're easily found on Amazon and stuff like that, eBay. So I put my lashes on, and now for the face, I'm priming my face all over with the YSL primer. And after that's all rubbed in, I will be using the Maybelline Baby Skin Primer just in the areas where I have larger pores, which is around my T-zone. I actually filmed this as a voiceover first, but the sound was kind of bad, so if you see me talking, then that's why. Then to just highlight a little bit, just to add a little bit of glow to my face, I'm using these Revolution drops, and I'm only putting them on the high points of my face and then setting them with a sponge. And for this part, it doesn't matter if it's blended perfectly, because we're gonna go over with foundation, so this is just to add a little glow under the skin. So I put it on my nose, my forehead, tops of my cheekbones, and a little bit on my chin as well. So after I blend that out with my finger, I go over again with the sponge just to make sure everything is blended well enough. Not perfect, just well enough. Now I'm mixing these two foundations, mostly Maybelline Fit Me, and just a drop of the L'Oreal, just to add a little bit more color. Now watching the video, I could have gone like one more drop of the darker color, but it still works out perfectly well. I just usually like my foundation to be a little bit dark, but I use this concealer brush to apply it, and then I'm taking this other flat brush just to blend everything out. And I blended that out nice and evenly all over my face, and I didn't show this on camera, but I did go in with another really light layer just to add a little bit more coverage to the look. After that was all blended, I took my Eco Tools sponge. This is my favorite sponge. You guys know this. I love it more than the Real Techniques one. It's very soft, it's big enough, and it blends like a dream. So I just blended all over my face, sprayed a little bit of rose water on it, and then went ahead to blend again just to make sure everything was nice and blended. And I didn't care about blending too much around my forehead because I know my skin is darker there. And now I'm using the same concealer I used on my eyes, under my eyes, just to conceal, not exactly to brighten. This is just to conceal all the dark areas. So under my eyes, around my mouth where I usually get discoloration, and on my forehead. Then I take the same sponge with a little bit of foundation on it just to help blend, and I use this to blend all the concealer into my skin. And then after all that is evenly blended out, I went ahead and took the Maybelline Fit Me in the color medium 20, I believe. And this is just to brighten up under the eyes, so I didn't put too much, and it's not extremely high coverage. So I put this basically in all the same places where I put the other concealer, and this one is mainly to brighten under the eyes. And I used the same sponge I used to blend everything out again. And as you can see, as I blend that out, it also nicely neatens and sharpens the wing out when I blend this out towards my temples. And this will look very light and quite strange, but now it's time to contour and warm up the face, and this will just even everything out. So this is the Revolution foundation stick in the color F14, and as you can see I put it close to the hollows of my cheeks, just everywhere where the shadows on my face would naturally be. And I'm blending it with this angled contour brush from Real Techniques, and as you can see, it's more of like an up and down motion. I don't want to blend and move the product around too much. On my forehead, I didn't mind because it's darker anyway, and as you see, after I finish blending with the brush, I go in with the same beauty sponge that we used earlier that still has a little bit of concealer on it, and it just blends everything together perfectly. So now we're setting under the eyes with the same banana powder we used on the eyes from Revolution, and I'm just using the same damp sponge to blend this in, because that little dampness makes it not be so dry, because I do have naturally dry skin. So and I also do not bake. If you notice, I don't bake. I put the powder and then set it in instantly. Then I took this e.l.f. brush and just sort of dusted it all over my face as well. And now to warm up the face, we used the Physicians Formula just to warm up the face a little bit. Then to contour, we're using the Sleek Contour Kit in medium, and we're using the dark shade as you can see there. And I don't blend too much as well. And now to blend out the edges, I'm taking the Maybelline Fit Me powder that I use as a bronzer just to blend the contour out nice and evenly. And now to sharpen it, we're taking the same banana powder and just swiping it under the cheeks and dusting it off. Then blending it in with the beauty sponge. Now for blush, I'm using that Wet n Wild blush, quite old, and I just dusted it over my nose and my cheeks. Then under the eyes there, as you saw, I just went in with the same colors that are on my eyes and put them under my eye. Then to highlight, my favorite highlighter of the moment, it's the Maybelline Master Chrome in the color Molten Gold, and I just put this on all the high points of my face, as you can see. And straight after that, we move into blush again, but this is to blend the highlight because it has nice gold flecks in it. It's the rose gold color from Sleek. And to set everything, I just take my Revolution Hyaluronic Setting Spray and spray a little on the sponge to blend everything down together again. Moving on to the lips, I just used this lip liner I got from a Chinese store. You guys know, it's basically like a dollar store. This is almost exactly the same color as the Milani Most Natural, and this is what I used. Then I just took a random brown liner as well. NYX Cappuccino or something like that is a good dupe for this. Just take any brown liner. I put that to define the lips, and then as the lip color, I used NYX in the color Stockholm, the not butter gloss, soft matte lip cream. And then over that, I wanted it to be a little bit more pink, so I just got a brush and added a little bit of Tule from Colourpop. And then after I blended it out, I went over again just the center with a little bit more of the NYX Stockholm, and that gave me the perfect nice pinky shade. And then I took this huge fluffy brush with a little bit of that Maybelline Fit Me powder just to sort of blend everything together on my face.
Marche sur des braises, je ne sens plus mes mots depuis que j'ai perdu mon cœur. Entre parenthèses, dis-moi qu'il m'aime encore et toutes les couleurs.
Also follow me on my